It is 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, not 5:30. It is time to get out of pocket. We are live on Boom Broadcasting's YouTube channel right now. Yes, we didn't change times. We only changed what we're doing. We changed the time of Out of Pocket airing live for several different reasons. And in the last 30 minutes, we have received not one, but two big breaking news items that I want to share with you guys. That is why we are doing this live stream right at 3:30. And for those who, may be at work right now and may have missed this news, then I apologize. We had to do this breaking news. We had to do this very special live edition of Out of Pocket because of this breaking news. One of those bittersweet for my wrestling fans, Psycho Sid, the former professional wrestler, has passed away at age 63, according to a family relative. This was just announced by his son, Gunner, and I wanted to share the actual tweet that was being displayed and being shown on the screen. We're going to get that for you guys right here, right now on Out Pocket, live on the Boom Broadcasting YouTube channel. As you can read this tweet, it says, "In memory of my father, Sid, dear friends and family, I am deeply saddened to share that my father, Sid, has passed away from bowel cancer for several years. He was a man of strength, kindness, and love, and his presence will be greatly missed. We appreciate your thoughts and prayers as we grieve this loss. Details for a memorial service will be shared soon. Thank you for your support." That's really tough news. Just literally minutes ago, as you can see from the timestamp from the Wrestle Ops Twitter account, sharing this screenshot. Gunner about 45 minutes ago, Wrestle Ops about 18 minutes ago. So this was within the last hour that Gunner announced that his father, Psycho Sid, that many wrestling fans knew and loved and adored, has passed away at age 63. That is one of the news that we'll talk about today on Out of Pocket. As you can see, right now I'm by myself. We're going to have maybe a guest or two stop along the way. Super excited to bring them in because we have breaking news, and I want to say I told you so, and I was not out of pocket for saying this was going to happen. CeeDee Lamb has resigned with the Dallas Cowboys. 4-year, $136 million. This is the second highest non-paid non-quarterback in NFL history. This news broke just this afternoon, about an hour and a half ago, and wanted to share the screenshot from ESPN as well before I might bring in my first guest for you guys. Want to say this is going to be quite the time on Out of Pocket today. Derek Pauly, this is why we do live streams. Even if we change the time on you, the card is always subject to change. Derek Pauly, RIP to the master and the ruler of the world, Psycho Sid, the WWF superstar, passing away. That was not good news to hear on this Out of Pocket Monday, but wanted to share what was the ESPN article with you guys. Right here on the screen. Receiver ended his holdout, agreed to a 4-year, $136 million deal, make him second highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. Includes a $38 million sign-in bonus, the largest ever given to a wide receiver, $100 million guaranteed. Justin Jefferson tops the market at $35 million a year. AJ Brown, $32 million. Amon-Ra St. Brown, $30, and Tyreek Hill at $30. This obviously, goes without saying, making him the highest paid wide receiver in Cowboys history. And before that, it was Amari Cooper. Before that, it was Dez Bryant. Obviously, these contracts are going to get up in number as we go along. And guys, this was happening. I told you it was happening. And here it is to say, I told you so. My group chats have been blowing up saying, I knew he wasn't going anywhere. I knew he wasn't going. Guys, we need to start pulling out some receipts. I need to go back into Outta Pocket's history and this guy ribbed me for the Cowboys not re-signed CeeDee Lamb. Maybe a few of them pop on today as this live stream happens 2 hours before our normal time slot. But I am joined. This isn't just going to be a solo show. I am being joined by one of my good friends, somebody who does really good stuff. Derek, by the way. Hello, everybody. Send love and condolences to Sid Vicious' family. Derek, awesome job on the day cap yesterday with Mouthing Off with Mike. Those two guys, right on, man. And Derek, I'm starting to appreciate you on these premium live event or pay-per-view, nightcap, day cap, whatever the case may be. You're absolutely killing it, my friend. We need to talk about these toys and teas here soon. And need to get you on Drop the Mic. That's going to have the 100th episode this Wednesday. Drop the Mic does. But as I was mentioning, this isn't just me coming in last minute notice because we moved the show up 2 hours. I got my guy from not only the Wrestling of Destiny podcast, not only the Instinct show, not only Grit and Grind that happens on Friday evenings on his own channel, covering the high school football in his local area. He's made a few appearances on Nightcap, Daycap, Drop the Mic, Outta Pocket as well. But he will have to play CeeDee Lamb 2 times a year. Derek, I appreciate you, my friend. But my guy, Sean Lucas, is going to have to play CeeDee Lamb twice a year. He's live on screen right now. Sean, dude, what a day for breaking news, my friend.
Hey, what's good on, brother? What a day for breaking news. Didn't see it coming. I was one of the guys you got to read a receipt to. I was one of those guys who said that, hey, CeeDee's going to bounce. He's going to hold out. He's going to bounce. So I got to come on the show today on the special edition of Outta Pocket. Take my receipt like a man because I was the one to talk the most controversy. He was going to bounce. But at first when I saw it break, Mike, I was like, okay, is he worth this much money? But then I went back and looked at the stats. Rookie year, 935 yards. Second year, sophomore year, he had 1,102. Junior year, 1,359. 1,750 last season. And that 1,750, 12 touchdown, he was the pretty much go-to guy. And got to give a shout-out to CeeDee because he helped me win a fantasy football championship. I drafted him last year in my other league. So, this guy deserves it. I mean, do I want to play him twice a year? Absolutely not. So I was hoping he would jump ship and get out there, maybe go to the Texas, go somewhere to the AFC, to the Jets somewhere. But we got to see him twice a year. But hats off to this guy for being able to get paid. And I mean, numbers don't lie. He's produced every year. He's gone up and have not declined. That was the main reason why they shipped Amari Cooper out, because he was becoming the number one target for Dak. So he deserved it. Can't take it away from him. He earned it. He did the old-fashioned way. He earned it.
He earned it. He did the old-fashioned way. Derek saying, "What's up, Sean?" Sean, I have so much respect for you, my friend. Being like, "Hey, I'll take this as a man. I'll take it." Where's everybody else? Right? They might pop in if they got the guts slash the schedules to hop on. That is really good to consider CeeDee Lamb stats. Dude, he has went above and beyond. Like, just thinking back to the jump from 2022 to 2023, 107 catches to 135, about 1,300 yards to 1,700 yards, 9 touchdowns to 12 touchdowns. Here's the big one: 80 first downs as opposed to 67. I mean, CeeDee Lamb has become the guy. He's, very, very reliable. Even had a couple rushing touchdowns. Had a career high 113 rushing yards as a receiver. Like, he has been absolutely incredible. Derek saying, "God, get the bag." And let's talk about this, because 4-year, $136 million does sound like a lot of money. And it's going up and up and up. Justin Jefferson and CeeDee Lamb had the same agent. And so when Justin Jefferson got his deal done, I was like, oh boy, CeeDee's going to be higher than that. But the Cowboys got CeeDee Lamb less than the Vikings paid for Justin Jefferson. I don't know how they finagled that. But I think honestly, Sean, at the end of the day, like these contracts are going to keep getting higher and higher and higher.
Oh yeah.
And maybe they save like $5 million if they signed CeeDee Lamb 6 months ago as opposed to today. But at the end of the day, like we're probably going to look back at this contract and say, yeah, the Cowboys got a steal with CeeDee Lamb.
What they did is CD did right. I mean, you held out as long as you could to get to that point. Because if you say 5 months ago, price would definitely drop. We're not in the season. Week 1 is rapidly approaching upon us in the next week or two. So you want to have a star receiver out for Dak to throw to so that you can be a competitive team. They had to pay him. There's nobody left for free agency. You didn't want to give up what you got a core base right now where you guys think as Cowboy fans that you can make a deep run into the playoffs and maybe boy, as an Eagle fan, I hate to say this. And by the Mike, we definitely hate to say this right now, make a Super Bowl appearance. So you had to do exactly what you need to do to keep that core team together, and they had to pay them.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to pay him. Like
right.
there's
nobody out there.
Yeah, there's nobody you could have taken. We talked about fantasy football drafts, him helping us win our fantasy football leagues. I just drafted him in Dynasty. When did that start? Does that start yesterday that we started that? Okay. We did the redraft league. We live streamed that on Saturday night. Viewer discretion advised. You know, people get passionate about their sports teams. Outta Pockets kept PG. That one definitely got to the TV 14 rating at the very least. For just a few minutes, it wasn't like terrible, but yeah, this was absolutely a must have when it comes to re-sign CeeDee Lamb with the Dallas Cowboys. And now you got to turn your attention to what's next, right? And I'm going to go ahead and say, I already said CeeDee Lamb was going to be re-signed with the Cowboys and he was going to be playing week 1. That is a fact. That is true. That aged very well to bring that segment back. The second part, Sean, is I think Dak Prescott gets his deal done before week 1 as well. Do you think I'm out of pocket for that? Also, shout out Booking Like a Mark saying he had complete faith in Jerry Jones to get this deal done. Appreciate you watching us at this special time.
No, I don't think you're out of pocket. I think now Jerry knows now we got to renegotiate Dak's contract and pay him and get him exactly in that level. If you want this guy to be, in your minds, if you think he's a tier level, top tier quarterback, you got to start paying him like that, whether we as fans think he is or not. But if you as the GM, Jerry, think this guy is that, you're going to have to go and start paying him that you said. I mean, Jordan Love, 1 year starting, he's already got a good bag right now under his pocket. And if you're Dak, you look like, okay, I've been consistently winning the NFC East, consistently getting us to the playoffs. Even if we go home the first, second round, we made it. Some teams haven't made it in 5 or 6 years. You know, at least we're there. So go ahead and give me my money. Jordan Love got his team to the playoffs and got his money. I need to get mine.
Yeah, you dude. I mean, and that's the nature of the beast, right? Like Dak's going to get his money, and people are going to be like, "Hey, let's why are we throwing all our salary at these 3-4 guys?" But at the end of the day, it's more about the percentages. And once you find a good player, why let him walk? Like that, it doesn't make sense, Sean.
Well, it don't make sense. I mean, we seen that in Philadelphia, which it worked in our favor when Miles Sanders walked because we didn't feel like he was worth to continue paying the money he wanted to ask for. Now he came to Carolina and had a crash course year down in Carolina. A lot of people blamed it on the O-line, saying it was the Philadelphia O-line that didn't truly say he was. And they say if he came back to Philly, he could get back to the Miles Sanders that we saw in Philadelphia. But the thing is, you're taking a gamble with with these players. And either you can let them walk and go get more money and they can see and if you don't hit the bat at it, it's on the team, or you can do like we did. let Miles walk, got DeAndre Swift on a good deal, got what we want out of him in a year, shipped him to Chicago, brought in Saquon, so we didn't lose at all.
Yeah, and especially when you think about running backs and the longevity in the league. Like the Cowboys a few years ago gave Ezekiel Elliott the biggest running back contract in
Right.
NFL history. And then a couple years later, we're looking at the deal and we're like, we still love Zeke. He's back with the team at a much better discount. But like at the time, that higher contract for a running back wasn't worth it. Like it was
No.
costing you in so many different ways. Do you think that is the same when it comes to wide receivers getting the bag?
No, not at all. Wide receivers don't take a beating like the running backs. The running backs take a healthy beating throughout the season because they're the bulk of the offense on your first and second down, on your third and shorts, on your fourth and goes. They take the bulk of the beating up there. Wide receivers, I mean, their job is to stretch the field out, convert first downs. So I feel like the difference between them and Zeke is yes, y'all gave Zeke the bag, but back then Zeke was deserving of. We had not seen a running back do what Zeke was doing. I mean, as an Eagles fan, he was tearing my defense up every time we played him. It's to the point I used to regret playing him because we could not bring him down. We couldn't stop him. I mean, I hate to say it, but it's just the truth. It's facts. Now, you guys got it back on a better rate. But I think with wide receivers, you should pay them because there's more longevity with wide receivers in the league now, especially with all the rule changes. The rules are made to protect the wide receivers and the quarterbacks now. So now, while you think about when Ed McCaffrey, Jerry Rice, Michael Irvin played, wide receivers took a beating. Now, they take a beating, but not as bad as they did back in the 90s.
Yeah, and it's definitely a different league than the 90s. In more ways than one. A, players getting paid a lot more, and B, players
Right.
are a lot better protected, especially quarterback, and then going down to the receivers and eventually running backs. Also, shout Derek Polly, drafting Dak Prescott in his fantasy league last night. Shannon saying, "What's up, fellas?" You and Shannon usually hold down the fort on the Wednesday nightcap, dude.
Let's see.
Dude, you guys do fantastic work, and I will come back to CeeDee Lamb here in just a moment, but did want to cover the other breaking news as well, that Psycho Sid Vicious, however him, he has according to his son passed away after battling cancer. And I wanted to bring up some of his accolades, some of his stats in the world of professional wrestling, pulling these from an online source. In WCW, a two-time world heavyweight champion, one-time United States champion, and in WWF, a two-time champion as well. More often than not, they're usually talked about interesting. Somebody's walking in at the facility. I'm like, don't recognize them. They must be wanting to join Outta Pocket. Live audience right there. That's what you get. That's what you get when we're live at special start time of 3:48 p.m. Eastern time is what it is right now. We're about 18 minutes into our special start time of 3:30 after the breaking news of CeeDee Lamb resigning. But Psycho Sid, two-time world champion WCW, two-time champion in WWF. I didn't get to watch him as much other than like watching back tapes and everything. Is there a Psycho Sid moment that sticks out to you, Sean?
Oh, yes, a bunch of them. Sid was one of those guys. I called him when he was Sid Justice in WWF with his first run. And Sid was one of those guys. He came in, baseball player for Arkansas, had a good look. And of course, back then, Benny Mac shot him to the moon, put him right in the first thing, put him in a good feud with Hogan and them. But great guy. He did a lot of stuff. And see, a lot of people won't understand. And I saw the text going around saying he should be a Hall of Famer. He should be because you think about the things that he was able to put on the map. Had a good run at WWF with Shawn Michaels. They did a good year run to pass the title back and forth where he came as Shawn Michaels' bodyguard and then turned on him and won the title. And then him and Michaels passed the title back and forth throughout a year. Good run with that. Good run. A lot of people forgot. Who was the guy that put Bill Goldberg on the map in WCW? It was that Sid match at Halloween Havoc when Sid was busted open and they wouldn't let him go fight Goldberg. They stopped the match and Goldberg won. But I
Was
remember
that
seeing
the I Quit match?
well, yeah, he never quit. You remember Rick Steiner
He
came out
passed
there and said,
out. He passed
yeah,
out.
he said, let me bleed. And a lot of people started looking at Goldberg like, hey, he put Goldberg over. That really got the Goldberg momentum going for WCW. And of course, one of my biggest things we said was Masters of the Powerball with Vader. I think I just texted that was probably one of the hottest storylines for Bash at the Beach. A hot Sting, a hot Davey Boy Smith versus Vader, Harley Race, Colonel Robert Parker, and Sid in that tag match. Still a classic all time. So, Sid's done a lot for all the federations when it comes to wrestling. This guy is truly a first ballot Hall of Fame. He should have already been inducted while he was living, now not posthumously after his death.
Yeah, and booking landmark main event every WrestleMania he was in. He lost every time, but condolences to his family. And that's the thing, like, obviously you can't induct everybody every year when it comes to the wrestling. You can never imagine situations like Bray Wyatt, transpiring, or Eddie Guerrero. Ultimate Warrior literally just got in just in time.
Exactly.
Like 2 or 3 days before he actually passed away. And it's tough because it's like, man, even though, you get the memes, you get the clips of Sid Vicious doing a promo, like, he should have had his flowers. He should have had his moment to stand at the podium and accept a Hall of Fame induction.
And a lot of people probably won't remember, Sid was a great promo guy. Especially that run at Psycho Sid in WWF with him and Michaels. I mean, he had you thinking he was the master to rule the world, that he really was Psycho Sid. And I used to love as a kid, I'd be watching, he do a little fist bump like that. I used to be like, man, I want to go to a live show, just do the fist bump with Sid.
Man, dude. I mean, especially like, and the big part of it is like, okay, what's your character? Like, what do you need to do, and what you need to do to portray this character that you're trying to perform as? And I mean, he was every bit of the word psycho. Obviously a horrible situation with Psycho Sid passing away. Do you think he made more of an impact on, oh, by the way, just a little backstage note, I always try to be like, hey guys, here's what we're going to talk about. Here's, a couple points. You just want to prepare for it. Like I always prepare my guests. Sean's coming in blind. He has no idea what I'm going to ask him. He was just like, yeah, you want somebody? I got on. So appreciate Sean more than anything. But it is man, it's super busy right now. I'm glad I can pop in and talk sports and talk wrestling on Outta Pocket Live. Do you think Psycho Sid made more of an impact in WCW, like you said, getting Goldberg over, or more impact in WWF, like booking, like a Mark mentioned, of main eventing 2 WrestleManias?
I would have to say his WCW run to me was the best. He did good in WWF. He did have the Manias with Michaels. He did, I think, 2 with Michaels, and I believe 1 with Taker. I may not be certain on that, but I know 2 of them, I believe, was with Michaels, 1 with Taker. But his WCW run to me will always stick out. That back in '92, that Master of the Powerbomb run with Vader, I mean, they were just running through every tag team in WCW to the 2 hot top baby faces, Davey Boy Smith, the British Bulldog, and Sting stepped up to him. And I mean, it built on that. Then, I always think about that Goldberg match. I still watch that match. I thought that was one of Sid's best matches because he was at that time still at his peak. But as the U.S. champ, dropped the title to Goldberg to get a guy over that he knew was, had the momentum, had the machine behind him. And let me get this guy over to get him to that next hurdle to get him in that world title picture so he could be looked at by, Nash and them. I got a question for you now while I think about Nash.
Yeah.
Who had the best Powerball? Sid, Kevin Nash, or even we'll throw Vader in there, or Vader.
You're going to throw Vader and not Batista?
We'll throw Batista in there.
Dude, I mean, there were some good. I loved Kevin Nash. Bob was always like, Razor Ramon, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, Diesel. I loved his powerbomb. Batista is almost like the one I grew up on, because like he hitting like stay standing after he would like
Right.
sit out into the power bomb to where it just looked like he was putting everything into it. And then of course, I mean, you have the Vader bomb, which, I mean, 30 years after, he was wrestling and everything, like, it's still called the Vader bomb, when you first see it. So yeah, that's one of the moves that just like happens to, keep going, right? The power bomb and the spear too. Like, those are the two that are just like, people make their signature, and for some reason it works for each individual who uses it.
Oh yeah, KO has definitely, with that pop-up power bomb KO does, man.
Ooh.
5 years ago, we'll throw him in there. 5 years ago, we'll throw him in there.
We'll throw him in. Pop up power bomb, especially on the ring apron. Derek Pauly never tore a quad. Thinking about power bomb. Just saying. Okay. No.
Kevin Nash. I pick Kevin Nash. I still think the best one he done to me was the night when he powerbombed Goldberg to win the title. He just, I mean, it wasn't a technique. It was just he picked him up and just threw him down. Man. To this day, I don't know how Goldberg didn't break his neck.
I'm not even entirely convinced there wasn't a receipt at the end of that. I feel like Kevin Nash had a little something personal behind that one. By the way, we're live on Facebook right now. We're live on YouTube through the Boom Broadcasting YouTube channel with 2 breaking news. One of them was Psycho Sid passing away. The other was CeeDee Lamb signing with the Dallas Cowboys. He's officially a Cowboy for a while. 4-year, 136 million added on. So this contract doesn't start today. It starts next year. So he'll play under his current 5th-year option, his rookie deal this year, and then this contract kicks in next year. So makes it even better. My dad's feeding me information right now on Facebook as we speak. We will actually be doing our Dad and the Boys podcast, and we'll talk more in depth with him. Him being a huge Cowboys fan, seeing all the 88s from Drew Pearson to Michael Irvin to Des Bryant to now CeeDee Lamb making impacts on this team. I'm excited to have that conversation with my dad. So it's going to be 136 4 years, but including this year, that 5th-year option, it's going to be 153 over 5 years. That is what the contract is right now. But Dad's feeding me information on Facebook. My phone's blowing up. I had to turn on Do Not Disturb because everybody wants to text me instead of come on Outta Pocket and take the receipts like a man. Sean's the best. He's already said it. He's like, I knew what I was walking into. But he was an Eagles fan. He was hoping CeeDee would walk away to like the Chiefs or whoever, whatever have you.
Chiefs, Dolphins, Jets, anybody.
And Sean's like anybody outside the NFC East. But then you have Eagles fans like my guy Mike from the Nat Cap, who decides to, hey, let's tweet at Michael saying the power that CeeDee Lamb has over Mike and Cowboys fan is being discussed with a laughy emoji face. My guy, you wanna come at me because you would kill for CeeDee Lamb to be on the Philadelphia Eagles. Y'all have AJ Brown, y'all have Devontae Smith. Okay, this is huge. This is a big deal for the Dallas Cowboys. And I mean, Sean, you were hoping he would lead the division. Mike is like, the power that CeeDee Lamb has over Mike and the Cowboys fans, hilarious. I'm going to just say the other Mike is Outta Pocket.
I can't say that. I mean, I wanted him to leave the division, but a part of me knew that Jerry was going to get the deal done. I mean, it's Jerry. That's what Jerry does. That's what he do. In favor of Mark Henry, that's what he do. I knew he was going to get the deal done. And you really didn't see where CeeDee was like trying to shop around like Brandon Newt right now, who's shopping around. You didn't really see where CeeDee was shopping around. Hey, I'm going to go to the Jets, talk to the Jets, see what they got going on. Hey, I'm stopping Kansas City to see Patrick Mahomes. You didn't see none of that stuff on Twitter. Me and Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City warming up. I'm down here in Miami with Tua, just hanging out. You didn't see none of that stuff. So they kind of let you knew that his heart was sold to stay a Cowboy. He just wanted to make sure the things lined up for him to get paid.
Yeah, and you mentioned Brandon Ayuk podcasting me saying, don't worry, Brandon Ayuk will be back too. Either that, Shannon, or I'm going to be 2 for 2 and say Brandon Ayuk is a Pittsburgh Steeler by the trade deadline. Just saying, Shannon, love you, buddy, but if I'm 2 for 2, I'm going to be insufferable. And then we'll have a comment in from Darlene here in just a second. Sean, do you see a similar fate happening with Brandon Ayuk? Do you think he resigns with the 49ers, or do you think he's gone?
I think he resigns with the 49ers. If I'm Brandon Ayuk, Pittsburgh right now, Mike Tomlin, great coach. Never had to lose a season. Good place to go. But would you want to go to Pittsburgh with a Russell and a Justin Fields, which you don't know? I'm still looking at what – I like Russell. But I'm still looking at what Russell did in Denver under Sean Payton. They supposed to be the best of both worlds coming together. One of the best quarterbacks still in his top prime shape, and one of the best coaches, and they just couldn't work it out. So if you bring out, do you want to go to Pittsburgh? That's the question. I can stay right there with the 49ers, and I know I'm guaranteed the NFC Championship match. And depending on who I play, whether it's another team, not the Philadelphia Eagles, because of course you play us, we're going to beat you 49ers. We're going to the Super Bowl. But if you play in Dallas or Green Bay, somebody from Seattle, you're pretty much guaranteed the Super Bowl ticket punch. So why would you want to, especially with him and Brock Purdy had so much great chemistry last year, why would you want to break that up right now? That team is destined to win a Super Bowl in the next 2 to 3 years. Do you want to go to Pittsburgh and have to start with a team that's there but still got some missing pieces? I wouldn't.
And they can win a Super Bowl if they keep this core together.
Right. They're destined to do it.
Yeah. And especially like Brandon Ayuk, like I don't see, and people may call me out of pocket for this. I don't care. Maybe Brandon Ayuk isn't a necessary piece. Like he's a good piece to have for the 49ers in pursuit of a Super Bowl, but you need Christian McCaffrey. You need Nick Bosa. You need Fred Warner. You need Trent Williams. Brock Purdy, I think, is the guy. But could you throw in another quarterback? Could you throw in another wide receiver too next to Debo? Like, I don't see Ayuk as necessarily that guy. I know Shan is a 49ers guy, Ben is a 49ers guy, Mike is a Arizona State Sun Devils guy. They may all disagree with me, but I don't think I'm out of pocket for that.
No, not at all. And if you bring Ayuk, why would you want to go to Pittsburgh and they're still trying to get there? They're going to get to the playoffs, but still trying to build that team together when you got that core right there in San Francisco. You got a good core that they can win it. Purdy's a good quarterback. You got McCaffrey. You're right there. And you're not the guy, so you're going to be the main target in the slot position. Or even if they put your secondary wide receiver. Why? I don't know why. I would not want to leave. If I knew that. Now, if I knew I was on a team now, only way I would leave if I was him is if the Detroit Lions were looking at me, the Philadelphia Eagles, and even the Dallas Cowboys, or even Green Bay. If it was one of those 4 teams, I would say, hey, this is something to look at. These guys are contenders. If it was the Ravens, these guys were contenders. If it was Los Angeles Rams, these guys are contenders. But I'm not going to leave to go to Pittsburgh, knowing I don't know what I'm going to get when I get there. It could be a subpar season or under 500 season. I'm not going to leave to go to Chicago. I'm just throwing it out there. But the Chicago Bears called me. I'm like, no, hey, hang up the phone. Please don't ever call me again.
And Shannon, now see, he's starting to change his tune a little bit. He's like, okay, well, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe Ayuk does leave. Honestly, if Ayuk does leave, we'll get something for our trouble. My guys can draft well. That is something that 49ers fans can say. That's something Cowboys fans can say. Eagles have had success as well here in recent years, especially Devontae Smith. They did pass up on Micah Parsons, but you win some, you lose some. Devontae Smith was a really good pick there, by the way.
Better deal.
Yeah. Devontae Smith was, pretty good. Podcast me saying not changing my tune. It's fair for you say if he wants to win. I mean, to be fair, people say that, right? 49ers fans say that. And Shannon, I don't know if I should throw this StreamYard link to Shannon because he would roast us right now. If he wants it and gets it on air, I'm totally okay with that. 49ers fans keep talking about the Cowboys not winning a Super Bowl in X amount of years. The Cowboys have won a Super Bowl more recent than the 49ers. Just
smoke out
he
there
said,
right now.
"Come on, let's go." Do I need to
throw that
send him
smoke out there right now? He throw that smoke out
He
there.
said email is open. He said email is open. Do you think he's serious right now? Are we hitting? Oh, well, let's throw that on. We'll see if we can get Shannon on as well. And Darlene mentioned now that get Dak Prescott done. And I said it at the beginning of our live stream right now. That started a special start time, 3:30. CeeDee Lamb was Shannon's just blowing up the comments. I'm getting you, Shannon. I'm sending the email right now. Don't you worry, buddy. Don't you worry. It'll even come from my personal, not even the Boom Broadcasting email. So be on the lookout for that. It just sent, by the way. So we'll see. He took my it's like when you're like challenging somebody to like fight you in the back of the schoolyard, right? And you're like, duh, 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 and then they actually pull up. You're like, oh no. So I'm a little bit worried, but I know I can do it. I know I can handle the quick hits, the 1-2 punch. Hey, the best.
You get ready to go to the Quick Hits University with Professor Smitty.
You know what's the best response to a 1-2 punch?
What's that?
3-punch. A 3-punch.
Hey, there you go.
But Dak Prescott, I said at the beginning of the show, Sean, yeah, that deal is getting done pretty soon.
Yeah, if Jerry knows this is the core that he wants to keep together to try to get a deep run and get that Super Bowl appearance, you got to go ahead and pay Dak. Now, if they didn't pay Dak, I don't think Dak would walk when his time is up. I think Dak is pretty much aligned to the Cowboys. I think he wants to retire a Cowboy. So I couldn't see him walking. Now, who's to say that the Carolina Panthers, somebody may throw him the bag, or could be anybody throwing the bag like, hey, Dak, you come play for us, money talks. But I can't see him wanting to leave Dallas. I think he's one of those guys that wants to retire as a Dallas Cowboy.
Oh, and I totally see that. Tony Romo was a Cowboy lifer. Troy Aikman was Cowboy lifer. And I'm an Outta Pocket lifer. I'm a Cowboy lifer. We got a 49er lifer who has come in backstage. He's about to be pulled in to the main stream, the main card with myself and Sean. Shannon from Quick Hits on Wednesday afternoons or Wednesday mornings. Yeah, Wednesday mornings, 9 a.m. is when Quick Hits airs. And he's ready to throw down. Again, Shannon, before you come in, I want to say that I didn't mean anything that I said other than Brandon Ayuk is not going to be a 49er. And we bring in Mr. Podcast _ Smitty. Where are you streaming from?
I'm actually in Raleigh, North Carolina at Tobacco Road Sports Cafe right now. That's the reason why I was not able to be on this show. But since someone ran their mouth, and I'm not going to say who, I'm here.
Yeah, Sean, why did you do that? Shannon, what we grubbing on today?
Actually, this is buffalo chicken egg rolls right now.
Okay, bussin'.
Yeah, man. This is the perks of having good people here. One of my good friends is actually here for a chef cook-off in Raleigh, and that's the reason why I'm here. I got invited. I guess I was a good friend. I don't know. I guess I was. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you for joining us on your business / Buffalo trip. You want to come in and defend Brandon Ayuk. I'll let you do that. But first things first, what do you think of CeeDee Lamb re-signing with the Dallas Cowboys? Oh, I saw that coming. I knew that was going to happen right there. I wasn't worried at all because here's what's going to happen if CeeDee Lamb left the Cowboys. He would become double teamed.
He would be a number one somewhere, and he would probably have a lackluster quarterback. He will pray for somebody like Dak Prescott, who a lot of people sleep on. And he would be wishing that he would be in Dallas. Dallas is going to give him the money. Dallas has the pocketbook to give him the money, so he would be foolish to leave. So I think this was more of a push to get more out of what he was going to be getting as a receiver. Not saying he doesn't deserve it, because he does. He's played very, very well. He is a very, very dynamic receiver. I think CeeDee is top 5 right now, I would have to say. But I didn't see him going anywhere else. That would have been a dumb move for him. And it wouldn't have been necessarily a dumb move for Dallas. It would have made you suffer had he not come back. But it would have been a dumb move for CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb probably would have not been able to get as open as he would be. He wouldn't get the stats that he would be getting, because he's the number one in Dallas. That wide receiver room really needs CeeDee Lamb, and they know that.
Oh, 100%. So, like, there is part leverage for CeeDee Lamb of like, hey, if I leave, who else you got? But there's also leverage on the Dallas side of things as well. It's like, hey, we'll pay you, and the season's about to start. Do you want to play, or do you want to miss out on paychecks? And Shannon, I'll let you get back to food here in just a second, but get some Brandon Ayuk takes right here. You were coming in hot with those YouTube comments.
All right, so the thing about it is, if Brandon Ayuk does leave San Francisco, he will see more double teams. He will see more. He will be looked at more. If he goes to Pittsburgh, let's say he goes to Pittsburgh, he doesn't know who his quarterback's going to be.
Right.
With the way Russ is going, with the way Russ is being right now, and I want Russ to have a good year, considering the fact of what happened to him in Denver. That was cold-blooded, and I still stand by that. I don't like what Denver done to him, but honestly, Bo Nix is still a rookie. Denver will be fine because Bo Nix will grow, but going to Pittsburgh would be hard for him because Justin Fields, you don't know what you're going to get from him. He might have relapses of Chicago, which Chicago was going to be better off without him because of Caleb Williams. My man is going to actually eat. I think Caleb Williams will eat this year, but I don't see him going to Pittsburgh. He will regress in stats. He's going to be the number one there. Of course he will be, but then all of a sudden he's going to a massive division that will cream him. Baltimore will cream him. Cincinnati will cream him. Good luck, my friend. All I got to say is you're not winning that division with a quarterback that's suspect because you don't know what you're going to have. He goes to Cleveland, same way. Deshaun Watson probably might not even make it through the whole year. You mean to tell me you have somebody set up like Brock Purdy, who is more than likely going to be a mainstay, and you're going to leave that with a offensive coordinator that's going to get you wide open every single time? That's why Sean McVay did well with Puka Nacua. 5th round draft pick. Puka Nacua got open, almost had 1,400 yards in his rookie year. Could have won Offensive Rookie of the Year if C.J. Stroud was not the guy in Texas. So Puka could have done that. And you think Puka's not going to have a good year this year? I think he will, because he has an offensive-minded coach that will get him wide open. Same way Mike Shanahan does the same thing. He'll get him wide open all day long. So you want to leave that and go to a place that you don't know where you're going? Sounds good. You want to go ahead and do that? We'll put another guy in this spot right there. Jennings will probably shine. The free agency market will open up the next year. Even if my 49ers go a down year, even if they do, there will be an opportunity to have him replaced and put back in there. And do you know who is watching this with intent right now, wondering what's going to happen? Deebo friggin' Samuel. And let me tell you what, you get Deebo hot and see what happens. You go and get Deebo hot and see what happens. Sounds good to me. Go ahead and play lotto with your career. Go ahead, make my day. You'll be back. You'll be wishing to come back. Cool with me. Cheers.
I can't leave a team that I know's got a core. I can't leave a team that I know's got a core that we're just 2 quarters away from winning the Super Bowl to go start over. I can't do it. Not when I'm that close to a ring.
And the 49ers are loaded. Just like Shannon's Buffalo. What'd you call those? Buffalo. What was the word?
Chicken egg rolls. See, here's the thing right here.
Buffalo chicken egg rolls.
This is only the appetizer right here. When I go to this place right here, where we're going to, some of the best chefs in the state of North Carolina, my good friend who just went to the bathroom that's hearing me mouth off right now, she was mixologist of the year last year for the whole state of North Carolina. So she got free tickets, and that's the reason why. No, Stephanie Elliott is her name. Anybody who was around that Wilkes County area, she's awesome. She does great things right now. Does a great job. And so that's the reason why I was able to go. So it ain't nothing I did, it's what she did. And so I was like, hey, good for her. I mean, if she would have went to the bathroom, I'd have her say hey to everybody on Outta Pocket.
That is awesome. Congrats to Stephanie. That's pretty cool. That's like legit stuff right there. It's always awesome to see your friends do great things and be successful. I think of Shannon and all the stuff he does, either with me or without me. With me with SEC commentating, to drop the mic appearances, Out of Pocket appearances, to stuff he does on his own, like quick hits and taking people to school with Professor Smitty, Mr. Smith. And then Sean with Wrestling of Destiny. It stinks. Sean, I actually hyped you up the other day. I was playing video games with a buddy I haven't hung out with in a while, and I was like, hey man, like, what do you usually do? And he's like, man, like, usually like at this time of night I'm just laying in bed watching Big Brother. And I'm like, Big Brother? Well, let me get you on a show. And he's like, you're going to get me on Big Brother? I'm like, no. Much better. I'm going to let you listen to It Stinks, where Sean talks about everything that happened in Big Brother. And dude, Sean, you're going to get me into Big Brother. Like, so many people have tried. You're about to get me into Big Brother. Can I like jump in right away?
Oh yeah, you can jump in right now and just catch up where we're at. That's how I did about 20 seasons ago. I was just flipping the channel and it was on CBS. I said, let me just watch it. Watched it and it all was there.
Wow, dude, that is that's pretty cool. And with wide receivers for who could also be impacted by this deal, you got Brandon Ayuk. Sean, what's another guy that could be impacted by the CeeDee Lamb deal? I'm just looking at the free agents that are slated to be next year. You had Brandon Ayuk, obviously, but T. Higgins from Cincinnati, Chris Godwin from the Bucs, Stephon Diggs from the Texans, Hollywood Brown with the Chiefs, Deontay Johnson, Panthers, Amari Cooper, Cleveland Browns, Keenan Allen, Chicago, and Mike Williams with the New York Jets. Those are some of the free agents.
Well, Diggs definitely could be one that could be very impacted on it. I think that wherever he goes, his next stop, whether he stays in Texas with the Texans or he decides to go into a different team, Happy Trails, that he definitely would be getting paid the money that CD got paid. Not maybe at the 136 million, but he'll be somewhere in that cap, somewhere around there.
Shannon, do you have anybody that you'd want to keep your eyes on other than Brandon Ayuk?
T. Higgins was one of the guys. Jamar Chase is another. Off the top of my head, those are the two that I could think of right now as far as budding wide receivers, but I would probably say those two. Maybe Nico Collins. Maybe.
Ooh.
Maybe.
That's a good one right there.
If CJ Stroud still has the same success that he's been having, then he might have a leg to stand on. So it's a possibility.
It's a possibility, guys. It's a possibility. I wonder how they sort out Houston. Houston at this point is like super young, so they're not at the Dallas stage of trying to re-sign everybody. They're not at the San Fran stage of trying to re-sign everybody. But that stuff is very, very, very important, guys. That is all. I'm keep refreshing my browser, thinking we're going to get more breaking news, because I know as soon as we end this live stream, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. So it's bound to happen, obviously. But that's all I have personally for Out of Pocket. Shannon, do you have any last thoughts about the news that broke today, either with CeeDee Lamb or Sid Vicious?
R.I.P. Sid Vicious. One of my favorite memories of Sid Vicious is when he became Psycho Sid and helped Stone Cold Steve Austin during that time that he was having trouble with Bret the Hitman Hart around that SummerSlam era, around that time. I hate that. It's hard seeing the guys that you grew up with passing away. As a part of getting old as a sports fan, some of the things are going to happen that you don't see. But rest in peace to Sid Vicious. Thank you for making my childhood cool. Yes.
Yeah. And it was tough, like watching the people, and people always ask this too about, wrestlers and like the connection you have with certain guys, like Bray Wyatt last year. I mean, this 2 days ago was like the, date, 1 year to the date of Bray Wyatt passing away. And like, he was one of my favorites. Like, I have several things hung up in my room. I have several figures, big inspiration to me, but like, you connect with these people. I was able to take one of my buddies, Jaden, to his first wrestling show. He had never watched wrestling. Like, he had never watched it on TV. He was just like, yeah, I'll go with you. It's for your birthday. And he was asking me like later, like, why are you into wrestling? I'm like, man, dude, like the connections you make with these guys are really incredible. It's awesome. But Sean, do you have any closing remarks on regards to the CeeDee Lamb or the Sid Vicious news?
CeeDee, glad that he got the bag. He earned it. Like I said earlier, he earned it. And RIP Sid, like I said earlier, Sid went on from Sid Justice, Sid Vicious, Masters of the Powerbomb, Psycho Sid. Came back when he powerbombed. He slayed that night for the Raw Legends night. Guy just Hall of Famer. WWE, do what we got to do. Get the guy in the Hall of Fame. He deserves it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it'll be a posthumous induction. I was shocked when we were talking. He isn't in the Hall of Fame, so a missed opportunity there. But you also never know, when this stuff will happen. So be sure to, hug your loved ones. It's tough. It's really tough. It was really hard to see that text by his son, or not the text, but the tweet by his son, Gunner. But that is that's tough. And that's not the good news of Sid Vicious passing away. Is good news for Cowboys fans that CeeDee Lamb is a Dallas Cowboy, 4 years extended. I'm gonna let Shannon get back to his food. You can catch him on Quick Hits. So Shannon. Oh, there's the woman of the hour. Not CeeDee Lamb. That's the mixologist, Stephanie.
Mixologist.
He was hyping you up, just so you know.
So that way I wasn't lying. So there you go.
Shannon coming in with the quick 1-2 punch on his dinner. Hey, enjoy the good food. Send in that Google review, and you'll be able to catch Shannon on Quick Hits, 9 a.m. Wednesday morning. Super excited. He'll probably be on several other different Boom Broadcasting content throughout the week as well. Podcast Me, appreciate you taking the time with us today.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Super excited to have Sean. Literally, very last minute. Hey, we're going on 2 hours before any of you want to hop on. Sean's like, I'll hop on, even if he is an Eagles fan. But dude, Sean, you got so much stuff going on. You got It Stinks on Thursday mornings. You got Wrestling of Destiny Saturday mornings. You got Grit and Grind Friday evenings in the middle. Dude, you are a busy man, my friend.
Yes, sir. I appreciate everybody from Boom who's been watching Grit and Grind on Studio 67 on the live show Thursday at 4. We appreciate you guys tuning in and just learn about Eastern North Carolina football over here. Carolina's on the east side of Carolina. We take high school football seriously these areas. And thank you guys for just tuning in. And thank you for tuning in to WOD Saturday morning at 10 a.m. and tuning in to It Stink on Wednesday at 10 a.m.
Yeah, dude, I appreciate you. Thank you for taking almost an hour out of your day to talk wrestling, talk sports, talk this breaking news. First time ever we've changed up the time for Outta Pocket, very last minute to get this breaking news out there and to get coverage on with the people in our comments. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you, Sean. I'll let you see yourself out and get back to the grit and grind, if you will.
That's it.
All right, I'll catch you later, Sean. Guys, this is a rarity when we go live just randomly, and I'll always post the schedule. So if you are not familiar with our social medias for Boom Broadcasting, what we usually do, and I'll pull it up for you guys to see right here on your phone. Got Boom Broadcasting on Instagram, and it goes through all the schedules. of what we can foresee here on Boom Broadcasting. And that way you can always plan ahead when you're going to see the content dropped for us. And I did want to bring up that screen share, because that was kind of hard to see right there. But I'll share that tab instead, and then I'll pull up the share screen right here. This is our Twitter. It's Boom Broadcasts. That is our Twitter. And as you can see, that is the schedule. That is the slate for our live streams. Usually Outta Pocket live, 5:30 p.m. Eastern time, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Of course, I talked about Dad and the Boys. That might drop tomorrow at noon. It might drop before that because of the breaking news with CeeDee Lamb. The nightcap tonight will still happen following Monday Night Raw. Quick Hits Podcast Me. I talked about Lombardi Party. Barely beat my Cowboys podcast last week with my dad in viewership. But you know what? That's okay. And there's plenty other things. Why did I get so small all of a sudden? There we go. I like feeling big, on the screen. So that little box just wasn't enough for me. Obviously had to, get myself bigger. Guys, I don't get to share this a lot. It is my birthday week. So I noticed that YouTube has 380 subscribers. It would be an absolute treat if we could get to 400 subscribers for my birthday. So if you're enjoying our content, please just go share it with your friends. It would be absolutely incredible if you did that. It would mean a lot to me as well. So be sure, get them to subscribe to the YouTube channel. If we hit 400 for my birthday, that would be such a treat for me. We have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have Instagram, we have TikTok even, and we clip our shows. We send it out. We put a lot of social media out for you guys to enjoy in the times where, you can't watch our YouTube shows. But I really appreciate you guys bearing with us for the last hour, talking Outta Pocket with Michael Davis, talking the breaking news regarding CeeDee Lamb re-signing with the Cowboys, talking about Psycho Sid and his unfortunate passing this afternoon. That was really tough to hear. I appreciate Sean and Shannon hopping on very, very last minute. Make sure you guys got this breaking news at the appropriate time. And I appreciate you guys watching, whether you were able to watch live or if you're just now getting off work, going back and rewatching. I really appreciate that. Even though this didn't air live at 5:30, this will be available on demand at your viewing pleasure on the Boom Broadcasting YouTube channel. And guys, we got to get out of here. Outta Pocket will be back unless something absolutely crazy happens like it did today. Outta Pocket will air 5:30 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow on Tuesday on the Boom Broadcasting YouTube channel. But for Shane Smith, for Sean Lucas, for myself, Michael Davis, this has been Outta Pocket, and we will see you back here tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. Eastern time for Outta Pocket.